Well, I suspect that there's 2 or 3 big challenges that I think are really, really important. One is we have pretty phenomenal volatility in the industry right now. A lot of volatility in prices. Producers are not only encountering volatility in the prices of the product they sell, but in the costs that they are incurring in terms of buying their inputs. So that's made them, the customers of seed companies, pretty conscious of what's happening in terms of the risk that and the prices that they might have to pay for their seeds. So that's going to be actually a challenge going forward. If we get some margin compression, producers are going to be pretty nervous about can they make money when they have to pay for all the inputs that they're worried about paying for. The issue of sustainability in the value chain is a really, really critical issue, and that's obviously a focal point of this meeting of the American Seed Trade Association. But the whole issue of how do we think about making sure that the industry is not only sustainable short term, but sustainable from both a resource utilization, but also from a financial perspective longer term. And so that whole question of what do I do to kind of not only respond to my end consumer's concern in the food channel or the food chain about his viewpoint of sustainability, which many times has got primarily an environmental focus, but how do I take that and not only incorporate that in my business as I'm thinking about the kind of seed that I produce and how I produce it and what my customers are going to want, but how do I take sustainability issues and broaden the perspective so that we think about it in terms of the sustainability of my business, not just the issue of am I being appropriately environmentally responsive. Right. So those are 2 of the key issues we have in the industry. Clearly, the industry and the agricultural sector is legitimately very concerned about what's happening globally in terms of the capital and financial markets, the issue of whether we're going to go into a double-dip recession here in the U.S., the issue of what's happening in China right now and the inflation pressure they have, and they're pulling back their economy, trying to slow their economy down. What's that do longer term to the demand for food, et cetera? And then the short-term issue of we just really got to figure out how to get those corn supplies and soybean supplies up this next year and try to figure out how to get this weather to cooperate with us, or get some more acreage or something to get our production up, because we're going to have the tightest pipeline supplies we've had in the history of the industry. That's a short-term problem. My belief is that a combination of productivity increases and the right weather will solve that problem, but it probably isn't going to get solved in 2011 and maybe not even 2012, but out there it will be.